And Israel is fighting on another front in Lebanon. Several neighborhoods in the south of the capital, Beirut, are being targeted. People have also been warned to evacuate from buildings in Tyre in the south, where Israeli forces are carrying out what they call a limited ground assault. Israel says it's targeting Iran's ally Hezbollah, but it's repeatedly issued forced evacuation orders for residential areas. More than 1,000 people have been killed in Lebanon, and several more thousands have been displaced. Let's get an update from Heidi Pett, who's in Tyre for us. Heidi, so new evacuation orders for buildings in Tyre where you are. Tell us about what's been happening there.
Yes, about 2 hours ago, the Israeli military issued another forced evacuation order for specific buildings here in the city of Tyre, including one which is down by the waterfront behind me. Now, the building that they say they're going to hit is just between the two minarets of these mosques here. Given that warning happened about 2 hours ago, that airstrike could come in at any time. It's not the only building that they have issued a warning for in Tyre this morning. There are in fact 4 locations in and around the city and another up in the hills of Burj al-Shamali, which is not far from here. But, you know, over the course of this morning, we have been hearing the rumble of warplanes almost constantly overhead. We've been hearing shelling, incoming and outgoing artillery and rocket fire in the hills behind around here, which is heading down towards the Israeli border and specifically in the areas of Hamul and towards the town of Naura, where there is an ongoing Israeli ground operation. I've been speaking in the last couple of days to forces from UNIFIL, that is the UN peacekeepers who are stationed down there, and they say that for days now they've been hearing Israeli troops moving around on the ground, what they think to be tanks and in fact projectiles in those exchanges of fire between the Israeli military and Hezbollah have landed inside their compound in the last 24 hours. But that is just Naura. There are ongoing Israeli ground operations at several different locations in areas along the border. The Israelis are quite cagey about exactly where they are and what they're up to, but you can get some indication of the locations where they are by looking at the statements issued by Hezbollah and where they say they've been targeting Israeli troops. And in the last 24 hours, they say that they've targeted Israeli troops in 13 different villages along that border region. They say they've been hitting them with drones and rocket attacks as well. But more broadly across the country overnight, it was a really heavy night in Beirut. 7 airstrikes on the southern suburbs and another assassination strike in an area outside there. No warning given for that one in a building in Jazeera, a residential apartment building.
Heidi, thank you so much for the update. We'll, of course, check in with you for the latest on the situation in Lebanon and Tyre more specifically. Heidi Pett in Tyre.